Wake up, wake up, wake up. This is not a drill. This is your life. The alarm you have been snoozing is not on your phone. It is in your soul. The thief I am exposing tonight does not come with a mask and a gun. It comes with a smile and a calendar request. It does not ask first for your money. It asks for your minutes. It does not begin by emptying your wallet. It begins by emptying your attention. It will not break into your house. It will pull on your heart, on your guilt, on your need to be approved. Some people don't want your love. They want your hours. Write this down. People pleasing is calendar surrender. You don't lose time accidentally. You donate it to pressure. The receipts are in your resentment. Every time you felt used, overlooked, drained, here is the proof of purchase. Resentment is the receipt of unprotected time. If you are constantly irritated, constantly late, constantly behind, constantly apologizing to your own dream, check the receipts. You have been paying for other people's agendas with the currency of your destiny. Everybody say, my time is my life. Say it again. My time is my life. If they buy your time, they are purchasing your life in installments, 30 minutes here, 2 hours there, a weekend, a year. If you don't guard your hours, someone else will harvest them. Farmers don't weep over unprotected fields. They reap from them. People will plant their emergencies in your day and harvest your peace at dusk. And then you go home and lie awake, angry at yourself, but calling it compassion. No, that is not compassion. That is poor stewardship. The scripture saw this coming. Ephesians 5 says, and I want you to read out loud, go wake up, O sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Ephesians 5:14-16. Be very careful how you live. That means be deliberate with your minutes. Redeeming the time. The word redeem, write this down, means to own again, to repossess, to buy back at a cost. In the Greek, it is exagorazo, to buy up, to rescue from loss. You can rescue your hours. You can own again what you have been giving away. Redeem the time. Why is that so important? Because time is not a toy. Time is a trust. The billionaire and the beggar both have 24 hours. The PhD and the dropout, the married and the single, the black, the white, the Indian, the Asian. God is just with time. What makes the difference? Not how much time you have, but who you allow to spend it. The unwise, let anybody swipe their card. The wise carry their hours like a passport with a seal. Teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Psalm 90:12. Wisdom counts. Wisdom budgets. Wisdom says no. Write this down. Affection without boundaries becomes exploitation. Love must be led by purpose, not pressured by people. Some of you are not tired because your assignment is heavy. You are tired because your gate has no lock. You have confused being needed with being called. You have mistaken accessibility for holiness. You pick up every call, accept every invite, answer every crisis, accept your own. You boast, I'm always there for people, but you are never there for your destiny. That is not noble. That is negligence. Everybody say, redeem the time. Say it again. Redeem the time. I feel a holy correction coming like a father. I love you, and I will not watch you donate your future to everybody's appetite. Some people in your life are not asking for help. They're asking for ownership. They want your morning mind while it is sharp, your evening energy while it is soft, your weekends while they are fertile. Hear me, they don't hate you, they just love your hours. They are not evil, they are hungry. But your calendar is not a public buffet. You are a steward, not a vending machine. Let me give you a picture. A young man told me, Pastor, I can't get my dream off the ground. My day is gone before it starts. I said, tell me your day. He listed it. Early calls for others, emergency rides for people who plan badly, long lunches that are just to catch up, evening meetings he didn't even remember agreeing to. I asked him, what did you buy today with your time? He stared. He had nothing to show but frustration. Write this down. If you cannot show a product of your day, you probably sold it to someone else. Resentment is the receipt. Wake up. Wake up from the delusion that nice is the goal. Wake up from the lie that approval is love. Wake up from the flattery that calls you indispensable while making you disposable. Ephesians 5 says, be very careful how you live. That means it is possible to be careless with life by being casual with time. You are not a victim of thieves. You are a donor to takers. But you can repent. Repentance is not crying. It is changing your mind and your management. Redeem the time. Everybody say, my time is my life. Whisper it like a vow. My time is my life. I am going to own again what God entrusted to me. I am going to protect my mornings, protect my mind, protect my margin. I will not buy peace at the price of my purpose. I will not sell my assignment to approval. I will not trade destiny for distraction. I will not let desperation in others become destruction in me. I will love you, but I will not surrender my calling to you. Write this down. To redeem the time, you must first admit the theft. Name it. Who is harvesting your hours? Where do your minutes leak? Which conversations leave you empty but obligated? Which invitations are invoices dressed as friendship? A new shame is not the goal. New stewardship is. We will get practical. We will take inventory. We will build a plan. We will learn our no. But tonight, receive the sobering awakening. If you do not guard your hours, someone else will harvest them, and they already have. It stops now. Wake up and redeem the time. Listen carefully now. Time is a currency. Write that down. Time is a currency. Time is a container. Time is a debt you cannot refinance. Time is a daily deposit that expires at midnight. Time is the raw material of destiny. Time is what you spend when you think you are doing nothing. Time is what you are using to buy your life, one decision at a time. And God, in his justice, made this market even. Genesis 1:14, read out loud. Go. And God said, let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark seasons and days and years. He gave everyone the same market hours. He installed a clock not to imprison you, but to empower you to measure, value, and exchange moments for meaning. The billionaire and the beggar both have 24 hours. The famous and the unknown, the married and the single, the young and the seasoned, the black, the white, the Indian, the Asian. God is not unfair with time. He is equitable. The difference is not in the deposit, it is in the decisions. Psalm 39:4 says, Lord, make me know my end and the measure of my days, that I may know how frail I am. Measure your days. Why? Because unmeasured time is always misused. Unpriced hours are always overspent. If you do not attach value to your minutes, people will treat them like free samples. Write this down. Every request is a purchase order for your minutes. Every invitation is an invoice. Every can you just is a contract. When you say yes, you approve the transaction. Your yes funds a project, either your assignment or their agenda. There are only two ledgers. Which one did you finance today? Luke 14:28 asks a question we must put on our phones. Which of you, intending to build a tower, does not sit down first and count the cost? Count the cost in hours. Not just money, minutes. Can you meet for lunch? Cost it. Can you jump on a call? Cost it. Can you help me move on Saturday? Cost it. If you don't count, you will always come up short. And resentment, remember, is the overdraft fee. Time is a currency. Spend it like it's life, because it is. Businessmen say time is money. The Bible is deeper. Time buys destiny. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, he has made everything beautiful in its time. The word beautiful means mature. That means your purpose ripens with time invested correctly. Your future is not purchased in a day, it is purchased daily. So hear the correction in love. You cannot please everyone because you cannot pay everyone. Your account is limited and withdrawals are daily. If you try to fund everybody's dream, you will bankrupt your own. Proverbs 22:7 says, the borrower is servant to the lender. When you overcommit your hours, you become a slave to approvals. You borrowed minutes you didn't have, and now you owe apologies you can't afford. Redeem the time. Time is a container. It is a sacred vessel God gives you at the dawn, called today. Matthew 6:34, sufficient for the day is its own trouble. Each day has its own content. You cannot pour tomorrow into today's container. It will spill as anxiety. You cannot pour yesterday back in. It will sour as regret. What you can do is decide what to place in today's container before others fill it with their leftovers. If you do not pre-fill your day with assignment, someone will preempt it with urgency. Document a plan. We will get there, but first adjust your pricing. Your mornings are prime real estate. Stop renting them out to random. Your evenings are harvest hours. Stop letting interruptions eat your crop at dusk. Redeem the time. Time is a debt you cannot refinance. You cannot call the bank of eternity and ask for a time extension on yesterday. Job 14:5 says, man's days are determined. You have decreed the number of his months and have set limits he cannot exceed. You cannot refinance an hour you wasted with another hour tomorrow. Tomorrow has its own interest due. The only way to pay the debt of time is to spend today wisely. That is why Ephesians 5 says, be very careful how you live, redeeming the time. To redeem is to own again. To buy back what drift and demand have mortgaged. Some of you have pawned your hours to people's emergencies. Go buy them back with a holy no. We will practice the sentences, but first settle this. Your yes is cash. Your no is conservation. Both are holy when governed by purpose. Everybody say, my yes has value. Say it again, my yes has value. Write this down. If your yes is cheap, your life will be discounted. If your yes is random, your results will be accidental. If your yes is pressured, your peace will be rented. Price your yes by your purpose. Someone asked, can you come speak here? Can you join this board? Can you mentor me daily? Before you answer, ask this question, write it down. Which life will this yes buy? Will this yes advance my assignment or enlarge my anxiety? Will it make my fruit mature or my schedule manic? Let me give you a picture. Imagine a bank that deposits 86,400 units into your account every morning. It's called the Bank of Time. At midnight, the account closes. No carryover. It's a use it or lose it account. Every day, God credits you 86,400 seconds. You cannot save them. You can only spend them or invest them. People will come to you with shopping lists. Buy me an hour of your counsel. Buy me 30 minutes of your critique. Buy me 2 hours of your presence. I am not telling you not to give. I am telling you to give with discretion. Proverbs says a wise man is discerning. Jesus himself practiced this. John 7:6, my time is not yet come. He declined good opportunities because they were not his assignment. If Jesus could say no to brothers and crowds, surely you can say no to random invitations. Write this down. Generosity without governance becomes waste. Love must be strategic to be sustainable. If you keep paying every bill that shows up at your heart, you will default on your purpose. And hear me as a father, when you default on your purpose, the world loses the product God sent you to deliver. That is not humility. That is theft from your generation. Do not try to please everyone. Please the one who sent you and serve the ones he assigns you. That is stewardship. Everybody say it. Redeem the time. One more time. Redeem the time. Before you answer the next text, look at your ledger. Before you commit to the next lunch, open your balance. Who approved this expense? Purpose or pressure, vision or vanity? Some of you are funding your ego with appearances and leaving your calling underfunded. Some are underwriting other people's laziness and calling it compassion. Count the cost. If a yes today requires 10 no's tomorrow, it is too expensive. Here is your practice for the next 24 hours. Just the foundation. Ask these 3 questions before every yes. 1, what outcome will this purchase? 2, what does it cost in minutes and in mental energy? 3, who authorized it, my purpose or my need to be liked? If purpose signed it, pay gladly and rejoice. If pressure signed it, decline respectfully and remain free. This is not rudeness. This is righteousness in time management. Psalm 90:12, teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Number, apply wisdom. That is the economy of destiny. We are building now. The awakening has begun. The pricing is set. The market is open. Spend time like it's life, because it is. And as you do, the peace of God will guard your minutes, and the fruit of your assignment will mature in its season. Redeem the time. Now, let me correct a doctrine that has been living quietly in many of your hearts. It dresses like humility. It speaks softly like kindness. It quotes your grandmother and your culture, but it is not the gospel. It is the false gospel of approval. Write this down. Stewardship, not approval. You are called to love people, not to surrender your assignment to them. You are not the owner of purpose. God is. You are the manager of time. That is your stewardship. When God gave you breath, he hired you for an assignment. Stop clocking in for other people's jobs. Ephesians 5:15-16, read out loud. Go, be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Be very careful how you live. To live carefully means to schedule carefully. Careful living includes careful calendars. Wisdom is not just in the heart. Wisdom is on the planner. Redeem the time. The word redeem, exagorazo, means buy back, rescue from loss, own again. You cannot redeem time with feelings. You redeem it with decisions. Approval is a feeling others give you. Stewardship is a decision you give God. Write this down. Kindness is a fruit of the Spirit. Compliance is a habit of insecurity. Do not confuse love with unlimited access. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not foolish. Even God loves you deeply, but does not give you unlimited access to everything. Eden had a boundary. The tree had a boundary. Sabbath is a boundary in time. If God models boundaries, why do you call boundaries unloving? It is not holiness to be constantly available. It is often evidence of poor stewardship. Be careful how you live. Redeem the time. Let me show you Jesus, the perfect model of love. He fed multitudes. He touched lepers. He wept with sisters. But he did not let people's urgency set his itinerary. He moved by assignment, not interruption. Mark 1:35-38 says Jesus rose a long while before day, went to a solitary place to pray. The disciples found him and said, everyone is looking for you. That's urgency. Everyone wants you now. And Jesus replied, let us go somewhere else. That is why I have come. Assignment over applause. Purpose over pressure. Love over people pleasing. Luke 4:42-43 records the same spirit. When the crowds tried to keep him from leaving, he said, I must preach the good news of the kingdom to the other towns also, because that is why I was sent. Hear this, sent people cannot be kept people. Assignment breaks the grip of everyone's agenda. Redeem the time. Write this down. Approval is a poor master because it never pays, it only bills. It sends invoices, never be nice. Don't disappoint. They'll think you're selfish and you keep paying with hours you cannot replace. Galatians 1:10 exposes this counterfeit religion. Paul says, am I now seeking the approval of men or of God? If I was still trying to please men, I would not be a servant of Christ. You cannot serve two masters, the opinion of man and the purpose of God. Choose your employer. When God gave you breath, he hired you. Your contract is stamped by the blood of Jesus and the seal of the Spirit. Stop reporting to fear. Stop clocking in for flattery. Clock in for destiny. Redeem the time. I know what some of you are thinking, but Pastor, I'm just trying to be nice. Write this down. Being nice is often an escape from being honest. Being loving is sometimes saying no. Jesus said no. He said, my time is not yet come, John 7-6. He missed good opportunities to keep a God appointment. He sent crowds away to rest. He withdrew from the multitudes to pray. He delayed his arrival at Bethany 2 days so that the glory of God would be revealed on schedule, not on demand. John 11. If Jesus could disappoint human timing to obey divine timing, why do you feel guilty protecting your assignment? Guilt is not guidance. Purpose is guidance. Redeem the time. Everybody say stewardship. Say it again, stewardship. The word steward in the Bible is oikonomos, the manager of a household, the one who allocates resources according to the owner's will. You are God's oikonomos of minutes. The owner sets the purpose. The manager sets the schedule. If the schedule does not reflect the purpose, the manager is unfaithful. 1 Corinthians 4:2 says, it is required of stewards that they be found faithful. Faithful with what? With what is entrusted. Time. Attention. Energy. You cannot call yourself faithful while you are habitually late to your own destiny because you are early to everyone else's emergencies. Be very careful how you live. Redeem the time. Write this down. Approval is addictive because it gives fast feelings. Stewardship is holy because it gives lasting fruit. Fruit takes time, and time must be protected. Ecclesiastes 3 says, he makes everything beautiful, mature in its time. Maturity requires margins. You cannot grow fruit in a trampled field. Some of you have allowed crowds to trample your orchard with their unplanned visits and constant pings. You keep calling it ministry, but the vineyard is empty at harvest. God did not hire you to be a doorman to distractions. He hired you to be a cultivator of purpose. Redeem the time. Let me be a father to you for a moment. I bless your compassion. I honor your servant heart. But I rebuke the idolatry of approval that hides behind your niceness. Niceness without discernment is not the spirit. It is social training. The spirit produces love and self-control. Self-control means you can control yourself long enough to say, I would love to help, but not now. My assignment is on the clock. That sentence is not sin. That sentence is stewardship. Proverbs 4:23 says, guard your heart above all else, for everything you do flows from it. If you guard your heart but not your hours, your heart will still bleed out through your calendar. Guard both. Guard your mind space. Guard your margins. Guard your mornings. Be careful how you live. Redeem the time. Everybody say, I am hired. Say it again. I am hired. When God gave you breath, he hired you for an assignment. Your breath is your badge. Your talents are your tools. Your days are your shift. Your calendar is your workstation. Stop letting anyone walk into your station and press your buttons. You work for the King. Your review is not at the end of the month. It is at the end of your life. Well done, good and faithful servant. Not well liked, well approved, well available. He never promised a crown for popularity. He promised reward for faithfulness. Redeem the time. Write this down. Careful living shows up as careful scheduling. Prayer without a plan produces zeal without results. Faith without a framework breeds frustration. Even Jesus had rhythms. He rose early. He withdrew. He moved town to town on purpose. If the Son of God required a schedule to protect his assignment, how much more do you? This is not legalism. This is lordship over your day. Surrender to God. Say no to pressure. Love people deeply. Serve them wisely. Do not try to please everyone. Please the one who sent you and serve the ones he assigns you. Let me give you a holy picture. Imagine the throne room adorned. The Father places into your hands a golden allotment called today. He whispers, manage this for me. Invest it in what I sent you to do. Then at 8:03 a.m., a text arrives. Got a minute? At 9:10 a.m., an invite. Can you jump on? At noon, real quick, can we meet? None of these are evil, but none of them are your employer. Your assignment is your supervisor. Your purpose signs the approvals. If the request aligns, then love says yes. If it does not, love still says no, because love must first protect the assignment that will bless many, not just appease one. Redeem the time. So here is the repentance, not with tears only, but with management. Confess this out loud. I renounce the false gospel of approval. I receive the yoke of stewardship. My time is God's trust. My schedule is my stewardship. My kindness will not become compliance. My love will not become unlimited access. I will honor people, but I will obey purpose. I will be very careful how I live. I will redeem the time, and grace will teach me to say yes by assignment and no by wisdom. Wake up from the addiction to being liked. Wake up from the religion of being nice. Wake up into the freedom of being faithful. When God gave you breath, he hired you. Report to work. Protect your shift. Finish your task. Then and only then will your kindness carry power, your love bear fruit, and your peace remain. Redeem the time. Before we change your behavior, we must change your diagnosis. You do not have a personality problem, you have pressure problems. Write this down. People pleasing is not personality, it's pressure from guilt, fear, or ego. These are the three thieves of your calendar. They creep into your motives, forge your signature on commitments, and then leave you to pay the bill in exhaustion. Tonight, we are turning the lights on. Thief number one, guilt. The script it uses is simple. If I don't do it, I'm selfish. Write this down. Selfish is not protecting your assignment. Selfish is spending your purpose on distractions and calling it service. Guilt is a counterfeiter of compassion. It borrows Christian language to approve unwise transactions. It sounds like good Christians are always available, or if you love me, you do it, or don't be like those boundaries people. Who trained you that your peace must be purchased with your availability? Who told you that holiness equals 24/7's access? Romans 8:1, read out loud. Go, there is therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus. No condemnation means guilt is not your guide. Guilt will drive you to say yes while your spirit says no, and then make you feel bad for being tired. Look at Martha and Mary in Luke 10. Martha is busy, agitated, serving from pressure. Mary is seated, receiving from purpose. Jesus does not reward Martha's frantic guilt. He says Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken from her. Write this down. Pressure makes noise. Purpose makes choices. Guilt will call your devotion selfish because it does not benefit from your boundaries. But Galatians 6 corrects our confusion. Verse 2 says, bear one another's burdens, barrows, crushing weights. And verse 5 says, each one should carry their own load, portion, personal assignment. That means love helps with burdens that crush. Wisdom refuses to carry loads God assigned to them. If you keep rescuing others from their loads, you are not loving, you are preventing growth. Be very careful how you live. Redeem the time. Thief number 2, fear. Fear of rejection, fear of conflict, fear of being talked about. Fear says, if I say no, they'll leave me. If I don't answer now, they'll think I'm proud. If I set a boundary, they will slander me. So you buy fake peace with an instant yes, and the interest rate is resentment. Proverbs 29:25, read out loud. Go, the fear of man brings a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe. A snare, that means you think you are moving, but you are trapped. 2 Timothy 1:7 reminds us, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Write this down. Fear is not insight, it's intimidation. It does not come from the Spirit, it comes to replace the Spirit. Fear trains your mouth to speak yes before your mind counts the cost. Then later at home, you rehearse speeches you will never give, crafting apologies for boundaries you never set. That is torment. 1 John 4:18 says, perfect love casts out fear. Perfect love, God's love, does not make you more available, it makes you more anchored. Ask yourself, who is the judge in your court? Whose opinion can sentence you to an unwanted meeting, an unnecessary project, an unholy hurry? Write this down. When fear is the judge, your calendar is the prisoner. But when purpose is the judge, your minutes are the servants. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Matthew 5:37. Not shaky yes, not postponed no. Clear, kind, timely. Fear is disarmed by clarity, power, love, sound, mind. Redeem the time. Thief number 3, ego. This one is subtle because it dresses like compassion. Ego says, they need me. Ego whispers, if I don't do it, it won't be done right. Ego buys worth by overfunctioning. You become the unpaid manager of everyone's chaos. You answer before they ask. You show up uninvited to problems, then complain that you are always interrupted. Write this down. If you need to be needed to feel valuable, you will never be free to be faithful. There is one Savior. His name is Jesus. Luke, there is one mediator between God and man, Jesus Christ. 1 Timothy 2:5. You are not him. Proverbs 16:18 says, pride goes before destruction. Pride does not always strut. Sometimes it serves compulsively to feel large. Beware the ministry of heroism. Jesus served by assignment, not by addiction to applause. Ego will measure your significance by the number of emergencies you extinguish, not by the fruit of your obedience. But John 15:8 says, this is to my Father's glory that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples. Fruit is not frantic. Fruit is scheduled. Fruit is pruned. Fruit is the product of wise, repeated yeses to purpose and courageous no's to pressure. Write this down. Ego seeks moments. Purpose builds seasons. Ego wants to be seen as indispensable. Purpose is content to be faithful and effective. When ego runs your calendar, you will never build anything that requires quiet, long obedience. Redeem the time. Now hear the Father in me. Guilt makes you a slave to perception. Fear makes you a hostage to opinion. Ego makes you a prisoner of your own image. None of these are your employer. The King hired you. The Spirit anointed you. Your assignment is your supervisor. People pleasing is not your personality. It is the pressure of guilt, fear, or ego recruiting your kindness to serve their agenda. Wake up. Wake up from the sentences that started in your childhood. Don't disappoint. Be the strong one. Keep the peace at any cost. Who trained you that peace must be purchased with your exhaustion? Jesus said, my peace I give you. John 14:27. He did not say your peace you must buy with unlimited access. Before behavior changes, definitions must change. Write this down. Redefine love. Love is not saying yes. Love is seeking the highest good of another according to God's will, even when that requires a boundary. Sometimes the highest good is a delayed yes. Sometimes it is a clear no. Sometimes it is silence so they can hear God. Redefine responsibility. Responsibility is not responding to all requests. It is responding to God's assignment. Responsibility is what you owe as a steward to the owner, not what others demand because of their poor planning. Redefine what is yours to carry. Galatians 6 says there are burdens to share and loads to bear. Ask the Spirit, is this a burden I help with for a season or a load they must carry to grow? If you carry both, you cripple them and you collapse. Let your spirit answer these questions now. Who names your worth? God or applause? Who authorizes your calendar, purpose or panic? Who is allowed to be disappointed so God can be obeyed? Write this down. Every healthy no creates space for a holy yes. Every boundary you enforce becomes a fence around your vineyard so fruit can grow. Every time you resist guilt, silence, fear, and humble ego, you buy back an hour that belongs to your destiny. Redeem the time. I bless your heart. I correct your habits. I affirm your compassion. I confront your compulsion. You are not unloving when you say no. You are unleashing your life to bless more, not less. From this moment, speak this as a vow. I will not buy peace at the price of my purpose. I will not let guilt manage me, fear mute me, or ego market me. I will define love by scripture, responsibility by assignment, and capacity by wisdom. I will be very careful how I live. I will redeem the time. And when we turn the corner, we will take inventory of associations and adjust access, because discretion is not betrayal, discretion is wisdom. Now we turn the corner, we promise, write this down. Inventory your associations. Your relationships are not free. They invoice your life in hours. Every person in your circle has a time cost and a destiny impact. Some are deposits, some are withdrawals, some are fees you didn't notice until the statement came. Be very careful then how you live. Redeem the time. Proverbs 12:26, read out loud. Go, the righteous choose their friends carefully, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. Choose carefully. That is discretion. Discretion is not betrayal. It is wisdom. Your calendar must honor your assignment, not everybody's appetite. Jesus loved the whole world, but he did not give the whole world the same access. He had the crowd, the 70, the 12, and the 3. He loved all. He disclosed to some. He fed thousands. He explained parables to 12. He prayed deeply with 3. That is not favoritism. That is focus. That is not cruelty. That is calling. Write this down. Access follows assignment. Let me teach you the categories. This is your boundary blueprint. Category 1, investors. These are the ones who invest in you. They add value, sharpen your thinking, challenge your excuses, and pray without being asked. Proverbs 27:17 says, iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. You feel smarter after a conversation with them. You feel holier after a prayer with them. They ask you about your purpose, not just your weekend. Protect primetime access for investors. Give them mornings, not leftovers. They are not demanding, they are developing you. Category 2, drainers. These are not bad people. They are simply untrained in stewardship. But write this down. Drains untrained become drains unrestrained. Proverbs 30:15 speaks of the leech that cries, give, give. The drainer turns every convenience you give into a right they expect. They call you only when they need and disappear when you need. They present chronic emergencies that never graduate to wisdom. They measure your love by your access, not by your honesty. Limit access. Love them, yes. Educate them, yes. but do not tie your purpose to their perpetual crisis. Category 3, distractors. They are pleasant, funny, enjoyable, but misaligned. Hebrews 12:1 says, let us lay aside every weight and the sin. Not everything slowing you down is a sin. Sometimes it is just a weight. Distractors fill your calendar with good things that are not God things for this season. They're always free for lunch, free for a drive, free for a chat, but when you finish, you cannot point to fruit. Write this down. If it doesn't move you toward your assignment, it is moving you away from it by default. Set seasonal limits. See them with joy on purpose, not by drift. Category 4, aligners, assignment partners. These are multipliers. Ecclesiastes 4:9, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. When you meet with an aligner, ideas become plans, plans become dates, dates become results. They share your values, honor your boundaries, and strengthen your courage. Proverbs 13:20, read out loud. Go walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. Aligners increase wisdom by association. This category deserves structured, frequent, scheduled access. They are your co-builders. Now hear me with a father's heart. Not everyone should be treated the same way by your calendar. Equality of value does not mean equality of access. Even God manages access. He put a flaming sword to guard Eden. Jesus withdrew from crowds to pray. The temple had the outer court, inner court, and holy of holies. Write this down. Love people equally. Grant access strategically. Discretion means you give with discretion. That phrase is scripture. Proverbs 2:11 says, discretion will protect you and understanding will guard you. Protection. Many of you are being robbed by the same streets because you refuse to use the locks wisdom gave you. Put locks on your mornings. Put locks on your study hours. Put locks on your family dinner. This is not selfish. This is stewardship. Psalm 1 paints the picture. Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of scoffers, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. Did you notice the progression? Walk, stand, sit. Proximity changes posture. Access shapes appetite. You sit long enough with scoffers and you'll become a professional skeptic of your own assignment. Redeem the time. Let me expose the manipulation patterns that steal your hours. Pattern 1, urgency. I need you now. It cannot wait. Write this down. Urgency is not authority. Your emergency is not automatically my assignment. If everything is last minute, someone else failed to plan. Do not let their lack become your law. Pattern 2, flattery. Only you can do this. No one is like you. Proverbs 29:5 warns, whoever flatters his neighbor is spreading a net for his feet. Nets catch feet. Flattery catches calendars. Pattern 3, crisis cycles. The same person, same drama, new date. They introduce you to a revolving door of disasters and call it fate. Wisdom calls it poor sowing. Pattern 4, guilt trips. I thought you were a Christian. I guess you're too busy now that you're successful. Write this down. Guilt is a salesman for access. Do not sign his contract. Pattern 5, spiritual language without spiritual fruit. The Lord told me you should help me, but the Lord did not tell them to budget, to plan, to repent. 1 John 4:1 says, test the spirits. We test by fruit, by wisdom, by alignment with your assignment. If it is truly God, it will honor order, not overthrow it. Time for your audit. Take out your calendar and call log for the last 90 days. Circle names. Next to each name, mark I for investor, doctor for drainer, D for distractor, A for Elena. Write this down. What gets measured gets managed. Now ask these audit questions. Who calls only when they need? Who respects your no the first time without punishment? Who celebrates your growth without feeling threatened? Who punishes your boundaries with silence, sarcasm, or slander? Who shows up early, prepared, and honors your time? Who cancels last minute consistently and calls it something came up? Who prays for you unprompted and asks, how is your soul? Who keeps introducing urgent requests that never become wisdom? Who returns what they borrow, including energy and honor? Who asks about your assignment and then makes room for it? Be honest. Repent with a pen. Some of you will feel guilty right now because you think pruning is betrayal. It is not. John 15 says the Father prunes fruitful branches so they may bear more fruit. Pruning is proof of potential, not punishment. Write this down. Discretion honors destiny. If you refuse to prune, you choose leaves over fruit, shade over harvest, popularity over purpose. Do not try to please everyone. Please the one who sent you and serve the ones he assigns you. Now, let us set access tiers. Tier 1, daily or weekly God, your own soul, your family covenant, your assignment partners, your mentors. This tier gets mornings, fresh brain, fresh spirit. Tier 2, weekly or bi-weekly investors and aligners working on projects tied to your purpose. Tier 3, monthly distractors turned into treats, not habits. Ministry to drainers with boundaries and education. Tier 4, quarterly or as led acquaintances and new connections tested for fruit. Tier 5, archive those who weaponize guilt, disrespect your no, or punish your boundaries. Love them from a distance, pray for them, but do not fund their pattern with your time. 1 Corinthians 15:33, read out loud. Go, do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. Do not be misled. That implies this is an area where deception is common. You think you are strong enough to keep everyone close. But Amos 3:3 asks, can two walk together unless they agree? Agreement is not sameness, it is direction. If you are walking north and they insist on south, you cannot both just walk together without compromise. Someone will turn. Do not let it be you turning away from purpose. Wake up, wake up, wake up. You are not betraying anyone by obeying your assignment. You are not arrogant because you set office hours. You are not unloving because you say not now. You are becoming faithful. You are learning discretion. You are redeeming the time. Tell your heart this truth. I will not be accessible to appetites that devour my assignment. I will be available to the purposes that deliver my destiny. Here is your fatherly prescription. Write this down. List every recurring contact in your last 90 days. Categorize each as investor, drainer, distractor, or aligner. Assign access tiers for the next 12 weeks, mornings, afternoons, evenings, weekends by category. Communicate with kindness. I'm narrowing my focus this quarter. I will be available on X for Y. Thank you for understanding. Replace time reclaimed from drainers with appointments with God, skill development, rest, and building with aligners. Review in 30 days and reallocate again. This is not cruelty. This is covenant with your calling. Psalm 90:12 says, teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Number means to evaluate, to weigh, to count. Apply means to press your heart into what you discovered. Your numbering today must become your scheduling tomorrow. Your schedule must become your shield. Your shield must protect your vineyard, and your vineyard must bear fruit that remains. I bless you with courage to prune. I bless you with eyes to see investors and aligners. I bless you with love that educates drainers without enabling them. I bless you with joy to enjoy distractors rightly. Above all, I bless you with discretion that protects you. Be very careful how you live. Do not try to please everyone. Choose your companions by purpose. Guard your hours as if they were gold because they are life. Redeem the time. Purpose decides access. Say that out loud. Purpose decides access. If you don't know what you're building, you will keep donating hours to whatever is loudest. Proverbs 29:18. Read out loud. Go where there is no vision, the people cast off restraint. No vision means no restraint. No restraint means everybody's appetite gets access to your life. Write this down. Vision is a fence around your minutes. Assignment is the gatekeeper. Be very careful then how you live. Redeem the time. God is a God of purpose and timing. Genesis 1:14 says, he set lights in the firmament to mark seasons and days and years. Ecclesiastes 3:1 declares, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. Time is God's container for purpose. That means even good things can be wrong things if done in the wrong season. Jesus himself modeled this. John 7:6, read out loud. Go, my time is not yet come. He had the power, he had the compassion, but he had a clock. Write this down. What is right can still be wrong time. Purpose without timing breeds pressure. Timing without purpose breeds passivity. You need both, and both must govern access. Let me give you the governing question. Put this on your mirror, your phone, your desk. Before you say yes, ask, does this request serve my assignment, my season, my values, or my priorities? If the answer is no, it's a distraction wearing a uniform. If the answer is not now, it's an opportunity. Schedule it for its proper season or release it. Assignment speaks to why you exist. Season speaks to what is strategic now. Values speak to the non-negotiables you will not violate. Priorities speak to the order of your current commitments. If a request violates any of these, your no is not punishment, it is protection. Write this down. Protection is love for your purpose and honor for their future, because misaligned help produces dependent people and distracted stewards. Nehemiah gives us a master class. He is rebuilding the wall. Focus, clear. His enemies send invitations. Come, let us meet in the plains of Ono. Nehemiah 6:3, read out loud. Go, I am doing a great work and cannot come down. Why should the work stop while I leave it and go down to you? That is purpose as gatekeeper. That is the destiny filter in action. He is not rude. He is not angry. He is anchored. Write this down. The size of your yes must be measured by the size of your work. If your work is great, your words must be guarded. If your assignment is heavy, your access must be holy. Now, I want to separate compassion from participation. Many of you confuse the two and then drown. Compassion is a posture of the heart. Participation is an allocation of hours. The request may be urgent to them, but irrelevant to your assignment. You can care without carrying. You can love without leaving your post. The Good Samaritan helped the man on the road, yes, but he did not cancel his life to move into the ditch. He bandaged, transported, delegated, resourced, and then continued. Write this down. Compassion chooses methods. Compulsion chooses you. If every cry becomes your calendar, you are not spirit-led, you are siren-led. Romans 8:14 says, as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. The Spirit leads by purpose, not by panic. Here is the destiny filter. Write this down and use it every morning. Number one, assignment. Does this request advance my God-given mission? If not, release or refer. Number two, season. Does this fit this quarter's focus? Good is not always now. Number three, values. Does this honor my covenant with God, my family, my integrity, and my health? If it violates values, it is a thief with a smile. Number four, priorities. Does this displace something God already told me to do? If it displaces, it disgraces. Keep what God already ordered at the top. Number five, return. Will this investment of time produce fruit that remains? John 15:16. Or is it a moment that flatters but does not build? Number six, energy. Will this engagement require recovery? I have not budgeted. Fatigue is a bill that always comes due. Write this down. If the filter says no, your mouth must agree. You cannot live this way accidentally. Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision and make it plain, that he may run who reads it. Write it, make it plain. Why? So you can run when requests arrive, not wobble. Many of you say yes because your purpose is foggy. Fog breeds guilt. Clarity breeds courage. You cannot say no without guilt until you have a stronger yes. Your plan. Your plan is the pre-decided yes that judges new invitations. When your calendar already carries your convictions, every new request must apply for permission. Let me pass you for a moment. Some of you are addicted to aimlessness because aimlessness excuses avoidance. If you never define your assignment, you never have to disappoint anyone, but then you disappoint heaven. Psalm 90:12 says, teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Numbering demands naming. Name your assignment. Name your season. Name your priorities. Then apply your heart. Press your affections into that order. Redeem the time. Time is a currency. The billionaire and the beggar both have 24 hours. The difference is not compassion levels, it is allocation according to purpose. Businesses use budgets to protect cash. Stewards use plans to protect time. If you do not budget minutes, you will always overdraft energy. Write this down. Unbudgeted time will be spent by the boldest asker, not the worthiest purpose. Some of you are tired not because you are weak, but because you are generous without governance. Governance is not control freak, it is kingdom. God said, let them have dominion. Genesis 1:26. Dominion includes your diary. Seasonality is mercy. If it is not for now, it might be for next. Ecclesiastes 3 gives you permission to be seasonal. There is a time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted. You are not rejecting, you are reserving. You are not dismissing, you are discerning. Jesus delayed miracles until appointed times. He told his mother, my hour has not yet come, John 2-4. And later he said, Father, the hour has come. John 17-1. If the Son honored hours, you must honor seasons. Write this down. Timing turns tension into traction. When you locate the right time, your yes gathers momentum instead of resentment. So what do we do next? We codify our yes. We are about to document a plan that turns values into a schedule and your schedule into a shield. But before we write it, settle this sentence in your soul. I owe my assignment first, access to my hours. That one conviction will silence much of your guilt. When you say, I cannot meet this week, I am stewarding my morning for writing, coaching, study, or rest. You are not saying they are unimportant. You are saying your assignment is non-negotiable. Matthew 5:37, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Not maybe later as a soft lie. Not we'll see as a cushion for fear. Clear, kind, anchored answers guarded by a written purpose. I bless you with a strong yes. I bless you with a map in your mouth. I bless you to look at invitations and ask, assignment, season, values, priorities, season. I bless you to love with compassion while refusing compulsion. And as we move forward, get your pen ready. Habakkuk says, write it. Nehemiah says, refuse the meeting. Jesus says, watch your hour. Paul says, redeem the time. We will now turn your conviction into a calendar, because when purpose is clear, no becomes protection, not punishment. Wake up, redeem the time, and prepare to write. Open your notebook, take out your calendar, write this down, document a plan, or your day will be planned by somebody else. Habakkuk 2:2, read out loud. Go, write the vision and make it plain, that he may run who reads it. Write it, document it, protect it. A written plan turns your values into a schedule and your schedule into a shield. Ephesians 5:15, 1:6 says, be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, redeeming the time. Be careful means be intentional. Redeem means repossess. How? With a plan you can point to without apology. Your plan becomes your policy. Your policy becomes your peace. Let me define it plainly. A plan is a pre-decided allocation of hours that protects your assignment from surprise. Time is a currency. A plan is your budget. Businesses do not hope their money behaves. They budget it. Stewards do not hope their minutes obey. They schedule them. Write this down. Hope is not a strategy. A calendar is. Do not try to please everyone. Please God by stewarding what he entrusted to you. Here is the mechanics. Block time like a builder pours concrete on purpose in sections with room for curing. First, schedule your non-negotiables, appointments with God, appointments with your own soul, appointments with your family, worship, rest, learning, and purpose work. These are not if I have time, these are what my time is for. Exodus 20:8 says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Sabbath is God's calendar boundary. If heaven wrote rest onto creation's rhythm, you must write rest into yours. Mark 6:31, Jesus said, come with me by yourselves to a quiet place and get some rest. Rest is not laziness, rest is obedience. Write this down. Fatigue is not a badge, it is a breach. Now, design your daily template. Morning prime time is for destiny, not for dings. Protect 1 or 2 deep work blocks of 60, 90 minutes for your assignment. No notifications, no meetings, no chatter. Title the block by outcome. Write chapter 2, design, client, proposal. Study and pray through Ephesians 5. Record lesson 3. Appointments with destiny deserve titles. If a doctor can put you in an appointment book, you can put yourself there. Do not cancel on yourself. If you would not miss a court date, do not miss a destiny date. Midday, assign administrative tasks, email, calls, logistics, clustered, not scattered. Afternoon, set a project or collaboration window with aligners and investors. Evenings, honor family, covenant, and recovery. Put your phone away for a window. Look in the faces you love. Laugh, eat, pray. Then a learning block, reading, courses, skill building, because growth is stewardship. Finally, a prep block for tomorrow, 15 quiet minutes to set your top 3 outcomes for the next day. Psalm 90:12, teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Number means count and order. Apply means press your heart into the order you wrote. Write this down. Tomorrow begins tonight. Install buffers. Margin is not laziness. Margin is defense. Proverbs 22:3 says, the prudent see danger and take refuge, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty. Margin is refuge. Build a 10-15 minute transition between blocks to breathe, to pray, to reset. Reserve 1 hour each morning and 1 hour each afternoon as floating buffer for the unpredictable traffic a child's need, a true emergency. Unplanned does not have to mean uncontrolled. When you design margin on purpose, surprise does not hijack your whole day. Chaos thrives in calendars with no cushion. Differentiate availability from accessibility. Write this down. I am available to love. I am not accessible to everything. Availability is posture. Accessibility is policy. Jesus was available to the world, but accessible to 12 and intimate with 3. You must do the same with your minutes. Set communication windows when you check messages, and when you do not, put your devices on do not disturb during destiny blocks. Your phone is a door. Appoint a doorkeeper. The Spirit leads sons, sirens lead slaves. Romans 8:14, as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. Let the Spirit lead your calendar through purpose, not panic. Make your plan visible. Put it on your wall, your fridge, your device, and share it with those who matter. Spouse, children, team, mentors. Why? Accountability. Nehemiah 6:3, I am doing a great work and cannot come down. When your household and partners know the great work hour, they guard it with you. Write this down. Clarity invites protection. Fog invites interruption. If you keep your plan secret, you tempt sabotage, sometimes unintentional, from people who love you but do not know your windows. Now, a weekly ritual that will save your life. Sunday night review. If your week begins on Monday, do this Sunday night. If your work week begins Wednesday, meet the night before. The principle is preparation. Sit with your calendar for 45, 60 minutes. Open with prayer. Lord, order my steps. Psalm 37-23. Then walk through these moves. 1, revisit your assignment and this quarter's focus. 2, list your top 3 outcomes for the week, results, not tasks. 3, block your non-negotiables first. God, rest, family, purpose, work, learning. 4, assign buffers, 1 morning hour, 1 afternoon hour, and transition minutes between blocks. 5, anticipate requests. Who usually asks last minute, where do annual events fall? Pre-decide your no's and your not nows. Write the sentence you will send. 6, schedule communication windows and set your devices accordingly. 7, communicate your availability to key people with kindness and clarity. Matthew 5:37, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Put it in writing. 8, prepare a no list for the week opportunities you value but will not fund with hours in this season. This is not rejection. This is reservation for proper timing. Let me give you language, because language is a lever. A plan is a boundary you can point to without apology. Try this. Thank you for thinking of me. My plan for this week is already allocated to assignment outcomes. I am not available days, times. If it serves, I can review date, time, window, or I can recommend name, resource, or in this season, I am protecting mornings for deep work and prayer. Let's look at Thursday after 2 p.m. or the second week of next month. Write this down. Policy prevents apology. When you lead with policy, you remove personality from the conversation. You are not saying no to them. You are saying yes to your purpose. Guard against drift for the daily ritual. Each evening, set tomorrow's top 3 outcomes and block them first. Each morning, review the plan for 5 minutes. Pray, declare Ephesians 5:15, 1:6 over your day. I will live wisely and redeem the time. Then keep the covenant. If a request arises that competes, run it through your filter, assignment, season, values, priorities, return energy. If it violates, release or refer. If it aligns, reschedule something lesser instead of multiplying your day. Write this down. Addition without subtraction is deception. Every new yes must move a lesser task to a later time or off your list entirely. Some of you feel guilty even hearing this. Let the word heal you. Proverbs 16:3, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. Plans are not carnal, they are covenant. God establishes what you commit. You honor him by writing. You invite him by reviewing. You cooperate with him by protecting. The alternative is chaos, where the loudest voice wins your life. That is slavery. Galatians 5:1 says, it is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then. Stand firm means hold your plan when pressure comes. A boundary is only real when it costs you something to keep it. Let me father you for a moment. If your schedule does not reflect your values, your schedule is lying about you, fix the lie, redeem the time, write the plan tonight, name your blocks, install your buffers, distinguish your accessibility. Practice your Sunday review. Make your yes heavy and your no holy, because time is a currency and you are buying your future with it. Do not arrive at Friday asking what you bought. Arrive knowing, because you paid with intention. I bless your hands to write. I bless your eyes to see interruptions before they arrive. I bless your mouth to answer with clarity and kindness. I bless your home to understand your windows. I bless your mind with peace as your calendar becomes a shield. Wake up. Redeem the time. Write it, document it, protect it, and watch your plan turn values into a schedule and your schedule into a shield. Your plan is your shield, but your mouth is the gate. If your tongue trembles, your calendar will crumble. Write this down. Clarity is kindness. Vagueness is cruelty. Vague answers create false hope. False hope schedules repeat requests. Clear boundaries reduce conflict because they remove confusion. Jesus said, Matthew 5:37, read out loud, go, let your yes be yes and your no, no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. That is not rudeness, that is righteousness. Redeem the time. Don't explain your life away. You owe respect, not a courtroom defense. Why is clarity kindness? Because it honors reality. It allows the other person to make a new plan quickly. Proverbs 24:26 says, an honest answer is like a kiss on the lips. Honesty given early is affection. Delayed truth is deception. Write this down. Mercy without clarity produces manipulation. Many of you think you are keeping peace by softening your no. You are actually buying peace at the price of your purpose, and the bill comes later with interest, resentment, exhaustion, and broken trust. Do not try to please everyone. Please God by protecting your assignment. I want to place 6 sentences in your mouth. Short, calm, final. Memorize them. Practice them in the mirror. They will keep love and kill resentment. Number 1, I can't commit to that. Number 2, that doesn't work for me. Number 3, I'm not available. Number 4, I can do X, not Y. Number 5, let me check my plan and get back to you. Number 6, no, but I hope it goes well. Say them out loud with me. Again, slower. Feel the peace in their simplicity. Write this down. Reasons invite negotiation. Limits invite respect. Offer reasons rarely, offer limits often. When should you give a reason? Rarely, selectively, and strategically. Reasons are for building trust with covenant people, for training your team to mirror your priorities, or for moments of pastoral care where a window into your process teaches wisdom. Even then, keep it brief principle, not personal drama. Most of the time, a reason becomes a lever. You say, I can't attend because I have to rest. And they reply, it won't be long. Then you feel compelled to explain your thyroid, your week, your history. Stop. Clarity is a full sentence. Redeem the time. Don't explain your life away. Let's role play a family demand. A relative calls, can you watch the kids Saturday from 8 to 2? You check your plan. Saturday morning is protected for rest and family worship in your own house. Here is your script. Thanks for asking. I'm not available Saturday morning. Silence. Let them respond. If they push, it's just this once. Repeat the boundary with kindness. That doesn't work for me. If you choose to offer a limited option, use sentence 4. I can do 10 to 11 a.m., not 8 to 2. You did not insult. You did not over-explain. You honored your house and gave a defined gift. Proverbs 25 to 17 says, seldom set foot in your neighbor's house too much of you, and they will hate you. Boundaries protect affection. Now, workplace scope creep. Your manager slides a quick favor onto your Friday at 4 p.m. beyond your role, beyond your bandwidth. You already have deliverables due Monday. I can't commit to that by today. My plan is allocated to the Monday deliverables we agreed on. If they insist you do not collapse, you convert the conversation to priorities. I can do X, not Y. Which would you like me to move? This is not rebellion. It is stewardship. 1 Corinthians 14:40, let all things be done decently and in order. Order means sequence, not chaos. You are inviting order. Church or community overuse, you are faithful. And because you are faithful, they ask you for everything. There is a Wednesday rehearsal, Thursday planning meeting, Friday outreach, Saturday cleanup, Sunday 3 services. You are catching polls, not callings. Here is your script to the coordinator. I'm grateful to serve. In this season, I'm protecting my evenings for family and health. I can continue Sunday first service once a week. I'm not available for weeknights. They may be surprised. That clarity tutor them. Jesus himself said in Mark 1:38, read out loud, go, let us go somewhere else. That is why I have come. He left a town full of needs to stay true to his assignment. Love the church. Don't abandon your assignment. Redeem the time. Needy friendship. A dear friend texts daily crisis. The pattern is chronic, not acute, and it is devouring your mornings. Script. I care about you. Mornings are protected for prayer and work. Let's connect Friday between 2 and 2:30 p.m. If they call outside that, do not answer. Call back at the window. If they say you're changing, say, yes, I'm learning to steward my assignment. I'm not available for rapid responses, but I am committed to wise ones. Proverbs 4:23, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Guarding heart includes guarding hours. Now, the outer pause, sentence 5 is powerful. Let me check my plan and get back to you. Why? Because it rescues you from impulsive yeses. It inserts wisdom between request and response. Psalm 90:12, teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Number then answer. Tell them when you will reply, I'll get back to you by tomorrow noon. Then check your plan. Run the filter, assignment, season, values, priorities, return, energy. If it's a no, reply with sentence 6, no, but I hope it goes well. That final clause blesses without binding you. You are not their source, God is. You can be cheerful without being captured. Let's deal with guilt. Guilt whispers, if you were loving, you would say yes. Truth replies, if I am loving, I will tell the truth quickly and keep my word. Galatians 1:10 asks, am I now trying to win the approval of humans or of God? If I was still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. Write this down. Approval is a cheap idol that demands expensive offerings. Your sleep, your sanity, your Sabbath. Smash it. Replace it with stewardship. Say no without guilt because you already said yes to God. Tone matters. Your no should be calm, not combative. warmth in your voice, shoulders down, smile if appropriate, short sentences, no fillers, no rambling. Do not stack excuses. Do not apologize for existing. Try this cadence. Appreciation, boundary, alternative. If you choose, blessing. Thank you for thinking of me. I'm not available. If it helps, I can review it next month. Cheering you on. Redeem the time. Don't explain your life away. You owe respect, not a courtroom defense. What about emergencies? True emergencies are rare. Your buffers, which we documented, allow compassion without compromising your calling. When a true crisis arises within your circle of responsibility, you can flex because you budgeted. But do not baptize everyone else's poor planning as your emergency. Proverbs 19:2 warns, desire without knowledge is not good. How much more will hasty feet miss the way? Other people's haste should not become your habit. Let me train your inner dialogue, because your mouth follows your mind. Replace, they will be mad at me with, I am responsible for my assignment. Replace, I don't want to disappoint them with, I will not disappoint heaven. Replace, maybe I can. Squeeze it in with, addition without subtraction is deception. Replace, what if they think I'm selfish, with I am a steward, not a slave. Romans 8:14, read out loud. Go. As many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. The Spirit will lead you to schedule, to silence, to say no. Follow Him. I bless your language. I bless your backbone wrapped in velvet. I bless your yes to become heavy and your no to become holy. Practice your 6 sentences today. Write them on a card. Put them on your phone. Teach them to your children so they do not inherit your exhaustion. And when requests come this week, pause, check your plan, and speak with clarity, because you can say no with love without buying peace at the price of your purpose. Wake up, redeem the time, don't explain your life away. Give respect, not a courtroom defense, and watch resentment die while love stays alive. Your mouth has learned to say no with love. Now your life must enforce it. Write this down. A boundary is only real when it costs you something to keep it. Proverbs 25:28, read out loud. Go like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control. Walls without gates and guards are drawings, not defense. Some of you have written beautiful boundaries, but there is no guard on the gate. Today we install guards, we enforce, we redeem the time. Let me give you the escalation ladder, because wishes are not walls, enforcement is. Number 1, polite no. Use the sentences we practice: short, calm, final. I'm not available. Number 2, repeated no. If they return unpressed, you return the same sentence without new explanations. As I said, I'm not available. Consistency teaches. Number 3, reduce access. If pressing becomes a pattern, you change the door. You do not argue, you adjust access. Silence notifications. Remove yourself from the group thread that demands instant replies. Move their messages to a review folder. Shift them from spontaneous calls to scheduled windows. Number 4, firm distance. If disrespect continues, you create space. Fewer meetings. No unscheduled drop-ins. Boundaries become geography. Titus 3:10, read out loud. Go warn a divisive person once and then a second time. After that, have nothing to do with them. That's Scripture's ladder. Warning, warning again. Then distance. This is not cruelty. This is clarity. Do not try to please everyone. Please God by protecting the assignment He gave you. Prepare yourself for backlash. When you change the beneficiaries of the old, you will complain. They call your constant availability love. It was actually leakage. Write this down. Do not interpret resistance as revelation. Their discomfort is not the voice of God. 1 Peter 4:4 says, they are surprised that you do not join them in their reckless living, and they heap abuse on you. Surprise and abuse do not equal guidance. They equal evidence that your schedule used to subsidize their spontaneity. Redeem the time. Stay the course. Reframe the conflict. Discomfort is not danger. Silence is not rejection. Delay is not disrespect. Boundaries create temporary turbulence while new flight paths stabilize. Your job is not to manage other people's emotions. Your job is to manage your assignment. Romans 14:12 declares, so then, Each of us will give an account of ourselves to God. You will not answer for how they felt about your limits. You will answer for whether you kept them. Write this down. I am responsible for my limits. They are responsible for their reactions. Here is the access test. Anyone who punishes your no was never entitled to your yes. Read that again. If your no triggers rage, guilt, game, silent treatment, or character assassination, you just discovered entitlement, not covenant. The wise respect limits. The foolish resent them. Proverbs 9-8 says, do not rebuke mockers or they will hate you. Rebuke the wise and they will love you. In the same way, tell a wise person your boundary and they honor you more. Tell a fool your boundary and they attack. Let their response identify their level of access. Do not argue with fruit. Adjust the gate. Now, practical enforcement. Guard the entry points to your day. Nehemiah 7-3, write this down. Do not open the gates of Jerusalem until the sun is hot. While the guards are on duty, shut the doors and bar them. That is a schedule. That is a policy. That is security. Apply it. Phone gates, silence notifications during destiny blocks. Use do not disturb or a whitelist for covenant people, spouse, children, critical partners. Turn off badges that bait your eyes. Inboxes. Check at set response windows, perhaps 11 to 30 a.m. and 4 p.m. and tell your world, I answer messages during these hours, office hours, post them. This is when you receive calls. This is when you do meetings. This is when you are not available. Meetings, no agenda, no attendance. Every meeting must open with outcomes and close with decisions. End times are holy. Schedule 2 5-minute or 50-minute blocks to force clarity and create transition margin. Put a visible clock in the room at time. Stand, bless, and dismiss. If they linger, you leave. Your presence is a signal. Use it to train culture. Door policy for your workspace. Closed door equals deep work. Open door equals quick questions within a window. Outside of the window, they submit requests in writing. Install a sign if needed. Focus block in progress. Back at 2 p.m. That is not arrogance. That is stewardship. Calendar invites must include purpose, prep, and end time. If the invite arrives empty, decline with kindness. Please resend with agenda and objective. Happy to serve once prepared. You are teaching order. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Let all things be done decently and in order. Order protects life. Social drains. Remove yourself from threads that ping all day with nothing that moves destiny. Mute the chat. Leave the group. Set app timers. Some of you need to delete apps during focus seasons. Jesus said in Matthew 5:29, if your right eye causes you to stumble, gouge it out. He is not calling for harm. He is calling for decisive removal. If a ding is destroying your day, pluck the ding out. Redeem the time. Relational enforcement will cost you. Invitations will thin. Opinions will form. Some may label you difficult. Let them. Luke 6:26 warns, woe to you when everyone speaks well of you. Universal approval is a sign of universal access, and that will bankrupt your purpose. Better to be called consistent than convenient. Better to be known for clarity than for collapse. You are not rude, you are rare. Stay rare. Here's a script for escalation when a boundary is tested repeatedly. First instance, thanks for reaching out. I'm not available outside office hours. Second instance, as shared, I'm not available outside office hours. Please send your request by email for the next window. Third instance, reduce access. I'm shifting our communication to weekly check-ins. Please compile items for Fridays 2-2:30. Fourth instance, firm distance. This pattern isn't working. For this season, please coordinate through a system, short, clear, documented. If they escalate emotionally, you de-escalate logistically. Every push shrinks their access. That is how you protect your priorities from other people's interests. And when you enforce, your own heart will ache a little. That ache is the cost that makes a boundary real. Pay it. Psalm 141:3, set a guard over my mouth, Lord. Keep watch over the door of my lips. Tonight add, Lord, set a guard over the doors of my day. Teach my hands to bar what drains and open what advances. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Ephesians 5:15, 1:6, read out loud. Go, be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, redeeming the time. Be careful means set guards, wise means enforce. Redeem means repossess what leaky gates gave away. I bless your courage to endure the first week of pushback. I bless your calendar to preach for you so your mouth does not have to argue. I bless your home to feel the peace that enforcement buys. Do not try to please everyone. Guard your gates. Work your ladder. Apply the access test. Install the tools. And when it costs you, smile. You are paying the small price to purchase your life back hour by hour. Redeem the time. Now hear me as a father and a fellow steward giving you a charge. We are not closing with inspiration. We are opening a contract with your next 12 months. What are you going to do with the next 12 months? What will you buy with your hours? Time is a currency. Time is a seed. Time is a salary from God deposited daily. You will spend it. You cannot save it in a jar. You can only invest it or waste it. Ephesians 5:15, 16, read out loud. Go, be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, redeeming the time. Be careful means be calculated. Wise means be intentional. Redeem means to buy back what drift and distraction tried to steal. The next 12 months will obey your boundaries if you command your calendar on purpose. Everybody say, I will own my hours again. Say it again, louder. I will own my hours again. The billionaire and the beggar both have 24 hours. The old and the young, the highly educated and the unschooled, equal time, unequal use. Write this down. Outcomes are purchased, not prayed into existence. We pray to see, we plan to do. We persist to finish. Psalm 90:12, read out loud. Go, teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. To number means to count and allocate. To apply means to turn insight into itinerary. So here is your 1-2 month challenge. Not vague resolutions, measurable purchases. Number 1, choose one relationship to recalibrate. Identify a person you love where access, expectations, or patterns need new terms. Write their name. Write one sentence describing the new boundary. Write the date you will have the conversation. That conversation is not conflict, it is covenant maintenance. Proverbs 27:17 says, iron sharpens iron. Sharpen it with clarity. Number 2, choose one recurring commitment to end. A meeting, a club, a tradition, a task that no longer pays your purpose. Write it down. Give it a termination date. Notify the stakeholders with honor. Ending is not betrayal. It is stewardship. Number 3, choose one skill to learn. A skill that multiplies your assignment. Public speaking, coding, budgeting, counseling, techniques, project management. Enroll in a course, pay the fee, schedule the practice hours. By which months will you demonstrate competence? Wisdom always upgrades skill. Ecclesiastes 10:10 says, if the axe is dull and one does not sharpen the edge, then he must use more strength. But wisdom brings success. Sharpen. Number 4, choose one health rhythm to protect. Sleep schedule, hydration, daily walking, strength training, twice a week, a Sabbath you actually observe. Block it, guard it. Health is the engine of purpose. Your calling cannot ride on a coughing engine. 1 Corinthians 6:20, honor God with your body. Honor him by planning its rest and replenishment. Number 5, choose one purpose project to advance. The book draft, the nonprofit launch, the prototype, the curriculum for children, the podcast season, name it. Break it into 4 quarterly milestones. Assign a finish by date for each. This is not fantasy. This is faith with a Gantt chart. Habakkuk 2:2. Write this down. Write the vision. Make it plain on tablets that he may run who reads it. Plain means measurable. Run means schedule. And now the association inventory today, not tomorrow. Sit with a sheet of paper and list the top 10 recipients of your time over the last 30 days. People, apps, threads, meetings. Do this. Then list your top 3 priorities for this year, your assignment essentials. Compare the list. Circle every name or activity that devoured hours without advancing those top 3. That is the mismatch. Reconcile it. How? Reduce access, delegate the task, delete the commitment, or reschedule it into low-value windows. Discretion is not betrayal. It is loyalty to purpose. Do not try to please everyone. Please God by aligning your calendar to the reason He woke you up. Let me give you a rhythm to run this marathon. Month 0 this week. Document your year on one page, your 5 purchases, your top 3 priorities, your scripture anchors. Post it where your eyes must pass every morning. Genesis 1:14 reminds us God set lights to mark seasons and days and years. Mark your year. Quarter 1, cleanup and clarity. End the one commitment. Recalibrate the one relationship. Begin your health rhythm. Start your skill course. Draft the first milestone of your purpose project. Quarter 2 momentum. Increase skill. Practice hours. Build consistency in your health rhythm. Publish the first deliverable of your project, chapter 1, pilot episode, beta version, quarter 3, expansion. Teach someone what you learned. Teaching seals mastery. Tighten your association gates again. Drift tries to creep back in summer fun. Produce deliverable 2, quarter 4, harvest and handoff. Deliver the final milestones. Prepare a simple one-page report of your year, what you bought with your hours, then present it to a trusted mentor, spouse, or friend. Accountability turns intentions into testimony. Wake up, wake up, wake up. You cannot drift into destiny. Destiny is designed, documented, and defended. Your daily practice is simple. Every morning before the world enters your gates, 12 quiet minutes with your plan. Review your 5 purchases. Confirm your top 3 tasks that advance them today. Block your focus windows. Activate, do not disturb, pray the word over your day, then move midday, pause, 5 minutes, check, drift, reset. Evening, 7 minutes, record wins, mark tomorrow's top 3, reset your tools. Small hinges, swing big doors. The year obeys small daily hinges. I know the voice of delay, I'll start next month. No. That is how you buried last year. The graveyard is full of next months. Today, make one purchase. Send one termination email with kindness. Enroll in the class. Put your shoes by the door for tomorrow's walk. Put the book outline into a document titled Chapter 1. Print your 6 sentences and slide them in your wallet. If you wait for courage to appear, time will collect the tax. Courage appears when you take the first small step. Joshua 1:9, be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. He is not with your excuses, He is with your steps. Let me tell you a story. A brother I'll call Daniel sat in a service like this a year ago. Always busy, always tired, good heart, no gates. He did the inventory and felt sick. Hours gone to chat groups, errands for grown adults, meetings with no outcomes. He chose one relationship to recalibrate his cousin who treated him like a 2 4-hour taxi. He ended one weekly commitment Friday night debates that never produced change. He learned one skill, budgeting with a spreadsheet. He protected one rhythm, sleep from 10 to 5:30 and a 30-minute walk. He advanced one project, an online course teaching the craft he had mastered. Month 3, he felt mean. Month 4, he felt peace. Month 6, his savings existed. Month 9, his course released. Month 12, he wrote a testimony. I bought my life back 1 hour at a time. That is fiction tonight, but it can be your fact next year if you command your calendar on purpose. Everybody say, redeem the time. Again, redeem the time. Say, I will own my hours again. I will not try to please everyone. I will please God by protecting my assignment. Now lift this as a vow in your heart. Lord, teach me to number my days. Give me courage to end what steals and energy to build what serves your purpose. Set a guard on my gates. Let my yes be holy, my no be healthy, my plan be plain, my discipline be daily. Ecclesiastes 3 declares, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Make my life beautiful by how I use my time. Your life will not change by inspiration. It will change by decisions repeated daily. Not by feelings, by follow through. Not by applause, by appointments you keep with your own destiny. When the alarm rings tomorrow, let it ring like a trumpet over your soul. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Review your 5 purchases. Choose your 3 tasks. Walk your rhythm. Practice your skill. Advance your project. Enforce your boundaries. At the end of 12 months, you will not need to convince anyone. Your calendar will have preached. Your results will have testified. The next 12 months will obey your boundaries if you command your calendar on purpose. Now go in the peace of clarity, the joy of order, and the strength of the Spirit. Redeem the time.